Okay, so I think I'm going to talk about what you would call the disciplinary dynamics between the anima, animus, the male and female psyche of humankind, and you'll look at Japanese herbivore men, and women don't find them very attractive just because they're more passive and peaceful, and they're not willing to take the initiative to approach a woman, and essentially they don't lead. In today's society, especially Western culture right now, if a man decides to lead, like he decides to approach a woman at a gym or another place that used to be like considered a safe zone for both genders to approach each other to initiate something like courtship, you would call it, to court each other. Kind of like coffee dates. Go to a coffee shop and you say hi to a woman that's by herself there and doesn't have a ring on. It's kind of one of those places that is a safe zone. And so there have been these moments where women, or maybe men as well, but mostly what we've seen is women on TikTok and other social media sites where they have completely berated a man who has attempted to approach her and been put on blast, publicly humiliated, and put on TikTok for her ego and her likes and her validation in what you would call a closed loop system. They call it an echo chamber. Echo chambers are very dangerous, especially in social media, because you get validated for what you believe, whether it's real, true, or not. Now, traditionally, the man has been the authority figure in the relationship, and when you're an authority figure, you have to do with justice, balance, and also you dish out punishment. Generally speaking, the woman has been the more nurturing side. That's why she's considered the mother. She takes care of the kids. She's nurturing. She's kind. She's considerate. I knew a Freemason. He was a third-degree Freemason. This was God when I was in my early 20s, mid-20s. And this is something he told me that was very important that I still remember to this day. He says, do not hit your kids with the same hand that you love them with. And I think that anyone can understand what that means. It means do not confuse your children with the person who nurtures them with the same person who doles out punishment, that is the authority figure. That's why you have the male and the female. And when you have a single parent, under these circumstances, that has to love their child and at the same time dole out punishment, you have a broken family, essentially a broken system, because a kid gets confused between punishment and love. And you can't have the government take over the authority figure, which is what they're trying to do. It's what they want. They want broken families because a single parent can't do both jobs without messing the kids up, psychologically speaking. And so the government really wants to be the authority figure in the family unit. They want to be the parent, even with the parents being involved in the child's life. But anyways, subliminally conscious, like the subconscious, when a woman sees that a man will not be the authority figure, he won't lead, and he won't dish out like punishment or justice when it comes to what you call the shit test, being emotionally tested and not allowing it and putting his foot down, setting up boundaries, it automatically shows he's also not strong enough to reprimand children. So the shit test also lets the woman know that if she has a child with you and the kid misbehaves, she can be the nurturing partner, and at the same time, she can give wisdom and guidance to the man of what she wants her children to grow up to be, and that way he can dish out justice and be the authority figure and dish out what you would call punishment for poor behavior of the children. Otherwise, you have circumstances in situations of where like children end up on an island all alone, and you end up with like what you call the book, the Lord of the Flies scenario. So those are kind of like the outcomes and circumstances between the anima, the animus, the male and female psyche. You've got an authority figure and you've got a nurturing side. And I mean, genders can switch roles. The man can be the nurturing side, the woman can be the authority side. It just depends. You got to have two parents, one doing the other. And that came from old wisdom from a Freemason. So not everything about those guys are bad. They hold society together. Most people don't know that.